Hello, my dear students. Welcome back. Today we are going to start with the IEEE 802.11 standard. We have already studied about WLANs or wireless LANs in the previous lecture. If you have not gone through it, please go through it once so that you get this lecture more in a better way. We start with the IEEE 802.11. The IEEE 802.11 standard specifies the most famous family of WLANs in which many products are available. The number in the standard indices it belongs to the group of 802.x LAN standards. The primary goal of the standard was the specification of a simple and robust WLAN which offers time-bounded and asynchronous services. The abbreviations used in this lecture are BSS stands for Basic Service Set, DS stands for Distribution System, AP stands for Access Point, IBSS stands for Independent Basic Service Sets, ESS stands for Extended Service Set, PLCP stands for Physical Layer Convergence Protocol, PMD stands for Physical Medium Dependent Sublayer, PMDU stands for MAC Protocol Data Unit. The specifications of the 802.11 family are, basically there are several specifications, but basically we'll deal with these four. I'm going to explain you these. 802.11, it pertains to the wireless LANs and provides 1 or 2 Mbps transmission in the 2.4 GHz band using either frequency hopping spread spectrum or FHSS or direct sequence spread spectrum, that is DSSS. Next is the 802.11a. This is an extension of the 802.11 that pertains to wireless LANs and goes as fast as 54 Mbps in the 5 GHz band. 802.11a employs the orthogonal frequency division multiplexing or OFDM encoding schemas opposed to either FHSS or DSSS. 802.11b. The 802.11 high rate Wi-Fi is an extension to 802.11 that pertains to wireless LANs and yields a connection as fast as 11 Mbps transmission with a fallback to 5.5, 2 or 1 Mbps depending on strength of the signal in the 2.4 GHz band. The 802.11b specification uses only DSSS. Note that 802.11b was actually an amendment to the original 802.11 standard added in the 1999 to permit wireless functionality to be analogous to hardwired Ethernet connections. 802.11g. This pertains to wireless LANs and provides 20 plus Mbps in the 2.4 GHz band. The architecture of 802.11. The smallest building block of a WLAN is a basic service set or BSS, which consists of some number of stations executing the same MAC protocol. A BSS may be isolated or it may connect to a backbone distribution system through an access point or AP. The AP functions as a bridge and a relay point. In BSS, client stations do not communicate directly with one another. If one station in BSS wants to communicate with another station in the same BSS, the MAC frame is first sent from originating station to the AP and from AP to destination station. When all the stations in the BSS are mobile stations with no connection or other BSS, the BSS is called an independent BSS or IBSS. An IBSS is an ad hoc network. An extended service service set ESS consists of two or more basic service sets interconnected by a distribution system. The distribution system is a wired backbone LAN but can be communication network. The ESS appears as a single logical LAN to the logical link control level. An access point is implemented as part of a station. The AP is the logic within a station that provides access to the DS by providing DS services in addition to acting as a station. A wireless network can exhibit two different basic system architectures, which are infrastructure mode and ad hoc mode. We come to the infrastructure mode. What is the infrastructure mode? Here MSS are connected with BS or access point. This is similar to a star network. Communication takes place between wireless nodes and access point, but not directly between wireless devices. Here access point acts as a bridge to the network. You can see the diagram of the architecture of infrastructure mode. The nodes are connected through AP and the APs are connected by a distributed network. Then we come to the ad hoc node. The ad hoc mode, there is no access point. A number of MS can communicate directly with each other. Nodes can communicate if they can reach each other physically. That is, if they are given each other radio range. Means there needs to be a connection between the ad hoc nodes. Then we move on to the 802.11 services. The IEEE 802.11 services have been defined by the IEEE standard for wireless LANs. First one is the distribution. It is the primary service used by stations to exchange MAC frames when the frame must traverse the DS to get from a station in one BSS to a station in another BSS. Integration. This service enables transfer of data between a station on an IEEE 802.11 LAN and a station on an integrated IEEE 802.x LAN. The term integrated refers to a wired LAN that is physically connected to the DS and whose station may be logically connected to an IEEE 802.11 LAN via integration services. The integration services takes care of address translation, media conversion logic required for exchange of data. Association establishes an initial association between a station and an AP. Before a station can transmit or receive frames on a wireless LAN, its identity and address must be known. For this purpose, a station must establish an association with an AP within a particular BSS. The AP can then communicate this information to other APs within the ESS to facilitate routing and delivery of address frames. Reassociation. The reassociation enables an established association to be transferred from one AP to another, allowing a mobile station to move from one BSS to another. Deassociation. A notification from either a station or an AP that an existing association is terminated. A station gives this notification before leaving an ESS or shutting down. Authentication. Used to establish the identity of stations to each other. This authentication service is used by stations to establish their identity with stations they wish to communicate with. Deauthentication. This service is invoked whenever an existing authentication is to be terminated. Privacy. It is used to prevent the contents of messages from being read by other than the intended recipient. Means whatever is intended for whoever is the recipient, that should only be able to read the contents. The standard provides for the optional use of encryption to assure privacy. Thank you. That was all about the IEEE 802.11 standard. Do listen to the next lecture to study a detail about the architecture and rest of the details of the 802.11 standard. Thank you for listening.